right, all right, all right. Mute this. I'm a little blown out. It'll have to work, guys. I'm sorry. What's up, Upstate Angler? What's going on, brother? Give me a second here. Trying to get everything ready. Trying to get out to my channel. What's going on, country girl? How's it going? What's going on, James? Lucas? Yeah, I'm set for the holidays. I just give the wife money and say, go the hell away. What's up, Chris? King in the house. Everybody go subscribe to Chris. He does some good stuff. Merry Christmas, guys. What's up, Bob? What's up, Bobber? Benjamin, what's going on? Forgive me, guys. I'm going to get up on my computer here. What's going on, Dirk? Toby? Man, y'all just filing in. Here we go. Now I can actually see. What's going up, Jared? Down to fish. I'm always down to fish, too. Gone broke bassing. Ain't that the truth? Preach. What's going on, Toby? Cody, Glenn. Tone bassing. Tone bassing. Do you just not want to give me your address? It's okay if you don't, bro. But this is the last time I'm going to ask you, because you won this last one. And if I don't have an email from you by tonight, 12 midnight, bassgeek.biteme@gmail.com. That's my email. This goes in my gear. I'm keeping it. You're lucky. You're lucky you're on here. What's up, Jim? Ranger, man. What's up, dude? Hope you're liking all the new gear. Trevor, what's going on? Guys, this is just... I see you, LOL, Tone. I ain't playing. I ain't playing, bro. Yours are mine. Yours are mine. Oh, yeah. So, anybody been fishing today? I'll tell you this right now. I went out today. I'm going to tell you something. I was talking to a guy. I told him I'd help him, kind of give him some pointers. And I'm by far and away, I am no YouTube guru at all. What's up, Ross? Yeah, warmer weather this week. With what I like to do, though, I kind of want to stay cold. Yeah, JB, man, I don't do enough live streams. I'll just be honest with you. I work a swing shift, so I can't really do a once-a-week sort of set schedule when it comes to live streams. If I did, I'd probably get fired because they'd get mad at me because I live stream from work. So a set live stream for me is really hard to do. What's going on, Jacob? Jacob Stanley. That's my son-in-law, by the way. Biggest fan. Yeah, y'all believe that, don't you? It's my son-in-law. Do the math there. Down to fish off 2 weeks. I need to get out there. Yes, you do. But anyway, I was talking to a guy on my Instagram, helping him out with some pointers on, YouTube and kind of what to do. And, I told him, I said, he was like, well, man, I fish a lot, I'll be the first to tell you, you get into doing YouTube. I got in it to fish more, but, as there's more of you guys coming, I feel like I'm responsible to you guys. I'm responsible to get out content for you guys. So, sometimes I got to fish less. Today, literally, I spent, 4 hours on the water just filming videos. So I didn't get to fish today. It's my 1 day off this week. Yes, I do have to work Christmas and Christmas Eve, but I'm going to tell you a secret. I get paid extra. So there's going to be some more unboxings coming, if you know what I mean. Now, don't tell my wife that stuff, but, What's up, Cherokee Lake, man? Yeah, I know. And Cherokee's been on fire, too. And I don't fish it enough. Dude, I swear, Cherokee used to be the lake that I fished all the time. I grew up fishing that lake. I was on that lake all the time. And I just got a little burnt out on it, man. And you know, it's really coming back around. Uh, you know, I know some guys won't believe it, but you know, Cherokee took a dip for a little bit, but it's starting to come back up, and I mean, it's really showing with the smallmouth population right now. Merry Christmas, Holler Haven Farms, sorry. Fish in New York, what's going on? Went out today, no bites, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that, Tone. Everybody hit that like button, man. How many people we got in here? 38 for an impromptu. I'm happy with that. Dave Miller. North should be firing up. Like I said, man, the warm weather, it's going to be like 65 tomorrow down in Tennessee. If y'all don't know, I live right on the Virginia-Tennessee border. And, you know, that... So I kind of have two different little, you know, areas. It's always a little colder up here. What's going on, Darryl? What's going on, Mr. Jones? Marshall? We up to 40 now. But, you know, like I said, I didn't really jump in here to really start talking about anything. So if you guys got questions, man, fire away. I know I don't get in here in one-on-one or one-on-41. Talk to you guys near enough. But recommended bait dynamite, yes. If you've got some blasting caps, I suggest those this time of year. You know, not knowing where you're fishing at, Marshall, and what the water temps are, you know, right now, you know, the A-rigs, this warming front will really be a good time to pick up those A-rigs. But the A-rigs, you know, the Damiki bass are still going to be out there. They're just because it warms up some, don't mean they're just going to suddenly go, holy cow, it's warm again. Let me get up here. Going to try after Christmas. Yeah, especially on North is a tough lake. Boy, I like it. I have had some success on that lake. Yeah, I'd say the bite is good in Alabama. 4 to 6 pounds every time out. Yeah, I mean, you know, Alabama's kind of one of those states. You know, I put it right there with, you know, you kind of got Florida, which is a world of its own. You know, I'm sorry, guys. I love UFLers. But if you live in Florida, you don't know what real fishing is. Because that's unreal. That's unreal fishing down there. You know, Texas is kind of the same way. California, you know, Michigan, some places in New York. You know, that's all unreal fishing. And Alabama's right there. It's right there. I am going to be at the expo. I'm glad y'all brought that up. I will be at the expo in Knoxville. I'll be at the one in Raleigh. I don't have the dates. So if you guys have the dates, yeah, Cayuga, yeah. Yeah, Bob Reynolds, there's you another unreal. So I'll be doing 3 expos this year. I've had a bunch of people ask me about the Columbus, Ohio expo, and I've had a bunch of people ask me about the Richmond expo. I've never been to either one of those, but you know, I would like to go to them. I just don't know if I'm going to have time. I'll have to see what the dates are on those, because generally I do have to take time off to go to these expos. Yeah, Alabama's got some legendary lakes. There ain't no doubt about that. Ned Rig does work on North, especially this time of year. 15 to 20. Y'all can tell I'm still, you know, still a little sick. 5 and 6 XD and the DT16. You'll be able to fish the DT22. Really, you know, I mean, you've got to pay attention to your weights of those baits. And I don't know what particular rod, you know, right off the top of my head. And all mine are out in my boat. Those baits, I picked up a custom rod for those. And I can't tell you, but, you know, for me, for those baits, the 5 and 6 XD, now there's a big difference between those two baits. You know, you're going to want to pick up something that has that, you know, medium action. I like the longest rod I can get. You can get away with a 7-footer, a 7.3, you know, and I'm going to want a moderate to a moderate fast tip. I'm not a big glass guy, so I don't like a rod that you know, just bows up. I'm not big on that, and I know there's times that's good, and I know you can jerk the bait away from fish. But one thing that fishing swim baits has kind of taught me is to allow the rod to load itself. Because if you get a hit, anybody that's watched my swim bait videos during the summer, you know, you hear me talking about these bass. They'll come up and they'll hit that bait, and what they're doing is they're coming up. A lot of times they're hitting it from the side, trying to kill that bait or stun that bait, so it becomes an easier meal. And then what they do is they'll come up and they'll eat it. Or most of the time it's not just one fish, guys. Y'all feel one hit it. Most of the time there's 2, 3, 4, 10 behind them. So never think it's one fish. But what'll happen is that if you jerk that when they're hitting it before you feel the rod load up, you know, they quit. I guess they see something that shouldn't happen, and they quit. What's going on, BA? Man, we're up to 59 in here now. January 23rd through January 26th is the Knoxville Expo. Hey, BA, will you look up if somebody hasn't already? Yeah, you know, I was actually going to shoot an in-depth video about tightlining today and just run out of daylight. I had a fellow bass geek recognize me on the water, and me and him talked for a couple hours. Big shout out. I'm sorry, I'm awful with names, guys, but if you see this brother, big shout out. And I want to say hey to your son. He said he was a big fan. And I don't remember if you gave me his name, but again, I'm horrible with names, and I'm sorry. So I put, you know, I'm like a glass of water, and I pour so much fishing knowledge in there. All the other stuff kind of runs out, and I forget stuff. Like, you know, my wife's name, if I was away from her for 3 days, I couldn't remember her name. I mean, literally, I couldn't. I'm not lying. I hope you're not watching this, honey. I love you. 7.6, yeah. That's the one I have. Yes, I actually just said the umbrella rig, man. Love it. Especially, I don't know what it's doing where everybody's at, but it started warming up really yesterday and today. It's going to be in the 60s where I'm at, which is crazy for the next few days. And that is going to have the umbrella rig on fire. Pick up that umbrella rig and go to town right now. Anytime. Oh, BA, look up the, and I guess I can do it here, but I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Look up the Bass and Saltwater Expo and throw that up here for me too. Look, you're becoming a moderator for me. I'll send you a check in the mail later in the week. But yeah, you know, guys, you know, wintertime for me, I say this in every video, every how-to I do, you know, I talk about, you know, the lakes that we fish. It's all about points, humps, channel swings, and you know, the steep side, you know, of bluffs, you know, channel swings with bluffs. That's what it's about where we live at. What's up, Michael? Merry Christmas, brother. Montgomery, Illinois. Shout out to anybody in Montgomery. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys spending the time. That's one thing, you know, well, excuse me. I know you guys could spend, you know, time anywhere, anything, doing a lot of other things. So I appreciate the heck out of you guys spending the time here on my channel with me. Oh, no, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you, North Carolina's got some good lakes, but if I had to pick between North Carolina and Alabama, I'm probably going to go fish some lakes in Alabama. I mean, you got Guntersville, you got, oh gosh, I forgot the name of it. I went brain dead. Anyway, the other one that's been coming on with the ledge fishing, which is huge. What's going on, Jeremy? January 10th through the 12th, I'll be in Raleigh, and then I'll be in Augusta County up in Virginia, and Pickwick, there you go, down to fishing. Thank you for filling in the blank for me. Guys, again, I've been out on the water all day. My brain's kind of scrambled. those are two lakes I love right there, Pickwick and Guntersville. Along with going up from Guntersville, and guess what? You got Chickamauga. There's another one. What's up, Wayne? Merry Christmas. Slidell, Louisiana. Come down and get me some good food down there. I didn't. That's the bad thing. You know, that's what I was saying. You know, sometimes you just have to go out on the water and go film. And so I didn't fish today. I literally went out and filmed 4 videos where it was just all, you know, how-tos and that sort of stuff, Cherokee. So that's the one bad thing about doing YouTube. There's a lot more positives than negatives, and I've been very lucky. But you know, Eufaula, yeah, Eufaula. Sorry, man, I keep seeing those Alabama lakes. You know, but as you begin to grow, you know, you've got to get out content. And sometimes content isn't about going out there and going fishing. It's about going out there and going filming. So, but no, I didn't catch anything, but I wasn't really trying. I did throw an A-rig around a little bit, but the place I was at, I didn't really want to throw it around where I was at anyway. Did find a huge school of something. I mean, I'm not really sure what it was. I've never seen that kind of school. I think it's big school. Gizzard shad is what I think. Sean said he just got his ledge heads and Bass Munition swim baits in and his sticker. Can't wait to catch a hog on them. You will. I love them. I am feeling a lot better. Thank you, Max. You know, still got a little bit of cough. I had that pneumonia back the end of October. Real bad case into the 1st of November. Missed a bunch of videos right there. I know there's no perch on that lake, Jared. I know there's no perch. I know there are big gizzard shad though. And I mean, when I'm talking about gizzard shad, I'm talking about 12 and 14 inches. I've caught them before. But then my wife gave me a chest cold, and you know, so I didn't get to fish a little bit the first of this month like I wanted to, because I mean, just to be honest with you, man, you know, that pneumonia was nothing to play with, and I didn't want to take a chance of getting back out on the lake and getting that out again. So I haven't got to fish as much as I wanted to, so I haven't got to put out those videos for you guys, and I apologize for that, because I'll just be honest with you, if I had my way, I'd fish 5 days a week. The only how-tos you'd see on this channel is me talking about how to do it while I'm doing it. That'd be it. It'd be 5 days of fishing videos. That's eventually, you know, I tell people this all the time. I never started out to do this full time, and I don't do it full time. I work a full time and more than full time job. But, you know, you guys, what's going on, Mr. Snow? Hank Snow Outdoors in the house, guys. But if I ever, you know, if the channel keeps growing and you guys keep sharing it out there for me like you've been doing, and you guys are awesome. You know, as Bass Geek Nation continues to grow, you know, there's a possibility that I end up fishing all the time. But I will tell you this: if I fish all the time, if I fish 5 days a week, if I were to ever be lucky enough that this become my job, I'd be going fishing with a lot of you guys, because I get sick of the lakes around here. There's so many good lakes. The lakes around here are good, but man, there's so many lakes that are so much better. And I spend a lot of time on the road. I would. It wouldn't be fishing tournaments, which that's something else. I'm dying because, you know, the house. Anyway, y'all don't want to hear about that stuff. You know, still fighting to get the house built, which is why I'm still sitting in this basement here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm your number 300. Yeah, I remember seeing you do that, Carolina Bass Hunter. Levi, what's going on? Keep the trucker in the house. Y'all go make sure you check out his YouTube channel. Hey, thank you, N5KDA. I don't know if that means something or not. Thank you for the $2, brother. I appreciate the heck out of that. What's up, JB? You guys, Watauga Bass are in the house. What's going on, man? Watauga, that thing looks sweet, by the way. He's designed a little bait. I won't say no more than that. But that thing looks pretty daggone sweet. Yes, I do need to get some Damiki. We're going to let the cat out of the bag. Top Secret Lake W is Watauga. You're absolutely right. And that place is loaded. My favorite A-Rig rod, I actually just did film a video on that. I've got two. Now, one of them is for my heavier A-Rigs. But the one that most of you guys could probably get away with, like I said, on this lake, or on the lakes around here, I tend to fish a little bit deeper. So during the wintertime, sometimes during the summer, I like a heavier rod. And I've got an old Veritas. It's an 11. It's the only Veritas. You guys know I'm not a big fan of the Veritas stuff. But it's the only one that I've got that actually survived. And it's a 7'11" heavy fast action. It's made for A-rigs. Now my favorite right now is my Lew's, and it's not just because of Lew's, but this thing loads an A-rig. I mean, it makes it like that rod, the Veritas. I mean, it's a cube. I mean, it's a pull cube. But the Lew's, it's a custom speed stick plus, and it's their A-rig. But it's also a 7'6", I believe, or 7'9". I don't remember, but it actually loads real well, and it's a heavy action. But I want to say that it's either fast, but I almost believe it's like a moderate fast action. And I mean, the thing you just do this, and I mean, it loads. I've got a picture out on Instagram of me casting an A-rig, and the thing literally, I'm standing like this, and the rod is literally bent completely over and behind me. But I mean, it'll zing one for a mile. But it's a custom speed stick plus. I'm telling you, Lew's higher end rods are nice. The TP1 series is really good. The TP1 Black is really good. But I'm telling you, they're higher end rods. You know, you get up to that 150, 200 bucks, man, they are made right. What is going on, Bass Bullies? I don't know if you've been watching, you mother, but I got a bunch of videos out there with your hoodie on in this year. What's going on, Robert? Levi. Oh, yeah, I do. Guys, I've got an Instagram. It's Bass Geek Fishing. I've got a Twitter. It's Bass Geek Fishing. I've got a Facebook. It's either Bass Geek or just Bass Geek Fishing. I'm not real sure. Yes, I know you just joined in. Hey, Jared, thank you, and stop that. Jared is one of my buddies from Cumberland Lake. So if y'all want any info, Jared set you up, didn't I? Cumberland Lake, guys, he fishes it almost every day. Just look Jared up. So, but I know you might already be in some trouble, so don't be spending any money on me. Great budget rod for A-rig is an SLX. That's something I can't wait to get my hands on this year, is SLX rods. And of course, any of the, oh gosh, guys, I've just gone so brain dead. I know you are. White whale fishing, what's going on? It's Monday Night Live going on to be a regular thing. Man, that's the only bad thing is I can't do live streams regular because I work a swing shift. It's like this rotating swing shift. I'd love to do it, but I cannot, I can't do it. The SLX series are great, especially for the money. Gosh, what's the brand that Tactical Bassin talks about all the time? I can't believe I don't remember this. I've not tried the new Mega Bass swim bait bass boys. I do want to do that. No, not the Shimano. Dobyns, yes. Dobyns, they're Fury. That's what I knew it was Fury. I just couldn't remember Dobyns. Dobyns Fury makes a good Alabama rig rod. I think that rod's just $100. The SLX, that's something I want to try. Loomis, that's not really Bopper. That's not really a budget. Enigma, Enigma makes good rods, guys. Even though I'm super mad at them right now. There's some really good rods in I believe it's the Demon series that are under $100. And guys, I'm telling you, you will be surprised. They are very comparable. Like I said, I haven't put an SLX in my hand, but they are very comparable to the Dobyns Fury rods. And that's gosh, I gnash my teeth every time like I said, I'm not happy with them. Still, they call me, want to talk to me. But the Pisgah Fund, I think it's the Demon rods. I don't remember if they're higher. They're 70 something, right in that $80 range. And man, they are good rods. That's Tackle Junkie. He'll tell you the same thing. Me and him had a off the record conversation about it, and they are very, as the way they feel in the action, to the Dobyns Fury rods. Arc Sniper. I haven't really tried the Arc Sniper. Yeah, the Fury 745. Probably the 795. Yeah, the 806. Yeah, I'd say you're right. They are awesome, the whole line, man. You're right. Yeah, John Milhorn. Check out Just Fishing. Now, John, are you talking about the store up in Abington? They're awesome. I never get to go up there. They're just on the other side of the mountain for me. So I never get to go up there. I know they have a ton of really good sales. I'm always at Watson's most of the time. Sean Dunley, brother, thank you very much for the donation. I really do appreciate that. I really, really do appreciate that. I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. And I'm not doing this to tell you guys to donate. I don't care what you do. Make sure anyone that donates sends me an email. Forgive me. So that at least you're not giving me money for nothing. Send me an email to bassgeek.buyme.com and I'll send you a sticker. Alright? Send me that email with your address, and if you donate, I'll send you a sticker. Man, I like St. Croix. I got a couple of St. Croix out there. Greg, you get a sticker. Remember, bassgeek.buyme. Oh, sorry. It's right there. bassgeek.buyme@gmail.com. That way, at least you're not donating for nothing. I feel like I'm giving you something, I feel bad when y'all just donate money, I'm a good giver, but I'm a bad receiver, and that sounded way wrong, but we're going to go on. I've not seen the Bass X stuff. Oh, Lord, 65 watching. So, what kind of questions you got, man? Shoot them at me. I know I missed that one on the rod. Oh, dude, thank you. And I do have, hoodies, sweatshirts. Thank you. White Whale Fishing, thank you. Remember, bassgeek.buyme@gmail.com. I'll get you a sticker. Now, anybody that comes to the expos, anybody that shows up to the expos, January, of course, I'm going to be in Raleigh. I'm going to be at Knoxville. Unless things happen, if something happens, I'm not going to be there. Of course, I'll send out a thing a couple days ahead. And I will be in Virginia, up into Virginia, the Augusta County with Bass Munitions. I appreciate you rocking the Bass Geek since Brandon Card. Hey, I'm going to try and get some of those guys. I've waited a little late in the year, but I've got connections with Brandon Card. I know he'll do the show for us. He's a big friend of the show. He had a really good time thanks to you guys that night. I believe I can get Michael Neal to come on. He's friends with not only the TRC guys, but he's been friends with my buddy Tim from Ledgehead for years and years and years. And I may even be able to get on a couple other guys. So I want to get some of the pros in so that they can kind of, you know, chit chat with you. What's up, Cod Fishing 180, man? Where have you been? Hope everything's going well. Hope you're still catching a bunch of them. What's up, Southwest Virginia Outdoors? Hey, I live in Southwest Virginia. That's cool. You ever hit Oklahoma? I've never been to Oklahoma. I got a buddy that lives out there, Shoeless Ray, who is about to have a baby. I'll go over to his YouTube channel. He does a lot of different stuff, camping, trucks, fishing. Go over and tell him congrats. Gonna have a little girl. I hope he's told everybody that. I'm sorry if not. Let's see. Oh man, you're gonna talk to me about fishing docks. Okay. Literally, this is one of the videos that I shot today. Wow, Rets RS. Sorry if I butchered that. I am a hillbilly. Finesse rod for finesse jigs. Generally, guys, I'll tell you right now. Now, as far as the brand goes, there's a bunch out there by Lew's. There's a bunch out there, the Dobbins Fury. Haven't tried the SLX. It's another good one. My finesse jig rod is actually a Killer Bass Baits. It is a medium fast action. Killer Bass Baits rods tend, to me, to be a little bit on the softer side. So even like a medium heavy, you know, it's got a little more tip to it. They're Trident rods anyway. Now he's come out with a new brand, or a new kind. I don't remember what they're called, but anyway, they're I haven't got to use them yet, but I actually use it. So something for me, and then when I get real finessey, if I'm talking about under a quarter, I'm gonna pick up. That was actually the St. Croix today. I'm gonna pick up a spinning rod. So it's going to be, if I'm throwing those little ball head finesse jigs, I'm going to pick up a spinning rod. It's going to have, you know, 8 to 10 pound test on it. But now if I'm fishing around docks, generally, especially during the winter, not a lot of dock fishing to go on around here during the winter time. But if I'm fishing during the docks, it's going to be a medium heavy. It's going to be that 7 foot to 7.3 for his. Now I like the shorter rod, but it's going to be a medium heavy. It's going to be a fast action that's a little on that softer side, especially if I'm going to be skipping those up underneath there. I like that shorter rod. But now I'll tell you, 90% of the time in the winter time, and material matters and size matters. Most of the time when it comes to jigs, I use tungsten exclusively. And you guys during the summertime, if you're using tungsten only, you're missing out. Because lead, I know there's a lot of pros to tungsten during the summer, but I want that big, girthy, lead weight when I'm fishing in the summertime. I want the biggest profile of a bait that I can get. Are the 360s great? Y'all about to open up a wormhole. First off, guys, I'll say it again. Humminbird hates me. I'm not sponsored by Humminbird. I use their stuff, and I do like it. I mean, you see it back here. I like it. But I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth about what I've found when it comes to the 360. If you're shallow, the 360 works great. If you're looking for yeah, Jared knows. If you're looking, if you're in grass areas, they worked in Florida great. You know, you heard everybody talking about, I don't remember if it was FLW, BASS, you know, who, Major League, whatever it was, but they were talking about being able to find those ditches in the grass with them. That works great if you're shallow and it's flat. But the lakes that I fish, they are not shallow in most cases, and they sure as heck are not flat. I mean, go look at the videos. You know, you always read, oh, during the wintertime, look for 45-degree banks. Well, hell, every bank on my lake's 45-degree, bro. So they don't work real good. And for you guys that don't know, I'm going to put it in simple terms. When you're talking about, yeah, Jared's is even worse up on Cumberland. It goes from 45 to 90 farther down you get. But, and what a lot of it's got to do is it's got to do with frequency, okay? So right now, Humminbird runs 3 separate frequencies. So most use, you know, Lowrance, Garmin. Most of them use 455. Now Chirp will change it. Chirp is a range. We're not going to get into that. The base frequency is 455. They use, oh my God, I forgot the middle one. All right, somebody refresh my memory. Holy cow, I can't believe I forgot this. 800. Oh, gosh. Okay, so they use 800. That's what most of all your other units out there use. Simrad, any of the rest of them. Humminbird's the only one that does Mega. Now, Mega is a 1200 frequency, okay? So it's in the megahertz, not the kilohertz. 455, 800. Thank you, Keith. So the thing of it is, and I think when you talk about the frequencies, 455, let's think about it as a flashlight. 455 is the brightest light. It's going to penetrate the deepest of water. 800 a little shallower, and the megahertz even shallower still. So the thing about it, and a video that I'm actually going to shoot hopefully next weekend, is talking about my settings on my Humminbirds, and it'll work for everybody, no matter if you got Lowrance or whatever. But you'll see a lot of times in the winter, I take and I still use 455 because I don't need a lot of target separation in the wintertime. If you see the banks where they draw down, there's not a lot of trees, there's not a lot of stumps. You know, you've got a few laydowns here and there as you get back into the creek, but as you're fishing Main Lake, you're really talking about rock and mud. And, you know, especially once you get out there and you start fishing even deeper than that, you're talking about, you know, there's nothing. There's not even stumps there. They've all been weathered away. So, making me hungry. I'm sorry, guys. I ain't been looking at everything. So, Falcon rods, yeah, I'm hit or miss on Falcon. You know, I'll be honest with you. But the point I'm trying to make is, on the 360, it only uses 455. So you're talking about something that you might want to see 10 feet from you, but it's blasting it, so it's blown out. But 455, I don't know why they didn't come out with at least a 455 800. It would have made it so much better. Now the Mega, I haven't tried the new Mega yet. I don't have the new Mega yet, so I can't tell you. In theory, I would say that the Mega would be much, much better. But if I had to advise you about spending $800 to $1,000 on the Gen 1 that only did the 455, if you live in lakes that are very steep, now I've got a buddy who says they work great on the Tennessee River lakes. You know, places like Watts Bar, Loudon, anywhere where you're going to fish some ledges, apparently they work very well there. Well, and you've seen it on Loudon. You know, you heard about Ott Defo using it. Now, I love Ott. Ott's a good guy. I believe him. But, you know, always take what a pro angler is telling you with just a little bit of grain of salt. Okay? Anytime anybody pays you to talk about their stuff exclusively, take a little bit of grain of salt. That's like anybody, I'll be the first to tell you, you can believe me or you cannot believe me. But it's just like Bass Munitions. Bass Munitions does not pay me. Anybody that I work with, I can talk about anybody. That is the deal. I do not sign contracts where they are exclusive because I need to be able to talk about Mystery Tackle Box, Monster, box or MB or Lucky tackle box or John's tackle box, whatever, because I want to give you guys a fair comparison because that's what I want to know. So there's anybody that's starting up a YouTube channel, there's a little tip to you. Anyway, saw the arc on smallmouth experience. Yeah, I know Ben, he's a good dude. Terry Wright McGill, or made by Eagle Claw, yeah. All right, Keith, what did you ask me? Yeah, you're right, it's the same. It's the same across the board. It's 455, 800. Now, when you get into chirp, it's just the difference between chirp and regular sonar is that it's a wide brush. It paints with a wide brush. So it might be, instead of just 455, it might be 355 to 500. So it's a wide range. That's why you get such a better picture and better separation. Now, Codfishing 180, you're from Australia, right? Am I wrong about that? You can tell me. So, what's my most uncomfortable way to fish and explain why? Are you talking about like a certain rig? Yes. So Codfishing, by the way, he is from Australia, guys. So that's pretty cool. Just in case y'all didn't know that. What's going on, Joe? So Mr. Jones, I would say, yeah, what I hate to throw the most, I'm going to be honest with you. I hate to cast a drop shot. And I hate to use this term because I think it's not used correctly most of the time, but I have no confidence in it. Maybe it's that I just haven't used it enough to tweak out my weight and don't have the right rod and reel set up or rod yet to where I can shake it without moving it. But a lot of the times, it seems like when I'm fishing it, when I'm casting it, leader length and everything, I'm good with that. But when I cast it and I want to just shake it a little, it seems like I'm moving it. Now again, I'm fishing steep banks, so maybe I'm just shaking it too hard, but maybe I need to do more of a shaky head, loose line, so it's not tight. I tend to want to shake it when it's tight, so maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. But now, as far as the drop shot and vertical fishing, I love it. 90% of the fish I've ever caught on a drop shot has been vertical fishing. Surprise there, right? Imagine me fishing something out deep vertically. Do I ever use Bilespawn? Yes, I do. I love Bilespawn. Their bile crawls, I swear, for a jig trailer, I don't know if it's just where they're so big during the summer, during the post-spawn. My buddy Dylan, who has been editing for me in some of my videos here lately, has been helping me out. His biggest fish came on a jig that I just tied on to for him. They put the Bilespawn crawl on it, and he flicked it out there and caught a solid. I think it was. I don't know if we weighed it, but it had to be 4.5. On a tough day, so he was super happy. I've got a picture of him somewhere with it. Yeah, I think that's probably what I need to do. There's just something I just ain't figured out about it yet. All right, this is something that I've got to get better at, and it's because, and sorry, that was from, let me pull that down there. This was from Alberto Dick, and he's talking about what to look for without a depth finder. The very first thing I'm going to tell you, and this is even for you bank fishermen, Especially if you're in an area like mine where they draw the lake down, you can go to a boat ramp and you can cover miles of shoreline right now. It's going to make it tough, but the very first tool you need to look at is Navionics web app. It's free, so it's going to give you contours of that bank. Now let's say you can't look at that. Go out there and download. Here's the kicker: download Google Earth. Google Earth, you can actually slide back and forth in time, and it will allow you to see that lake or pond or whatever at different times. So if it's been drawn down with the foliage around it gone, and you might discover some things that you maybe don't see right now, which is all Google Maps will give you is the latest time or the newest photos that have been taken by the satellites. Now, dude, Cherokee, you stealing my deal, man. I swear, dude. I wanted to rig up two Demikis like that, or a Demiki and a drop shot, man. Oh, great minds think alike, man. Keep that hush, though. Anybody else that heard that, you forget it. I'm erasing your mind. But anyway, so wintertime, it's all about steep banks. That's what you want to look for. You know, I say this over and over and over. Look at your points, and a lot of times if the point is out of the water, you can kind of figure which side is the steepest. If you can get out there around a bluff or a bluff end or a steep drop, if you're in a pond, you're going to want, you know, get you a heavier bait, make a few casts, and just count it as it goes down if you can't tell how deep it is. If you're fishing those lakes, you know, make sure you get around those areas where you see that bank get steep. Channel swings, guys. Pay attention. Even in Google Earth or Google Maps, you can about see where the old channels swing. If you're in natural lakes, you know, you're going to want to look at those. Hey, Derek, man, thank you, brother. Thank you. And don't forget, bassgeek.biteme@gmail.com. I'll send you a sticker for that. But that's what you want to focus on, steeper banks. If you don't have a depth finder and you're out on the boat, look for those banks that are just a little bit steeper. Wood. Now, I don't get to fish a lot of grass. If you've got grass up there, you know, you want to look for that green grass. That's what everybody says. Right now, there's probably not much green grass. Look for wood, boat docks, out toward the deeper water in Main Lake. That wood, as it hits the sun, is going to warm up. Rock, but not any rock. During the wintertime, not all rock is created equal. The thing about most rock, you want to find that rock that gets sun all day, every day throughout the winter. Especially around that 3 o'clock time when that rock begins to really be at its hottest, man, he gets those. It's like a little heater, man. It heats those bass up and they'll get a little more active around that rock. And it doesn't have to be riprap, you know. Flat chunk rock is best. I will say that most of the time. So that's the sort of stuff that you're going to want to look for in the winter if you don't have, you know, a depth finder. Now, if you can find anywhere where shad's flipping, bam, you fish that. Don't go anywhere else. All right, what do we got here? What's going on, Connor, man? What is up? Yeah, I put a net bait on the bottom. Now, here y'all go talking about that. Didn't I just say, let's keep that hush-hush? What's going on, the Moon E-Cat? Moon E-Cat? I don't know. I'm sorry. Dark rock. Yeah, dark rock will help. It don't necessarily have to be dark rock, but dark rock will absorb more heat. You know, it's just like wearing black. Terry Clowers. Net head and drop shot sometimes. Different. I'll tell you something else. I learned this from a buddy of mine, and I can't remember his YouTube channel, but he was taking, we were talking about the drop shot and the Mickey, but he was taking a tube, so a tube and a drop shot, which around smallmouth, I've not tried Boyd Duckett's jerkbaits yet. Hey, be good, Whitewell, and thank you again. Make sure you send me that email, brother. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't think I'd like the shaky head on that setup too much. Mr. Jones. What's up, Greg? Yeah, now guys, if y'all didn't see that video, I'm telling you, man, y'all might not think that's too much of a secret, but I'm telling you, that Smelly Jelly, and again, I'm not sponsored by them or partners with them or anything, man, but that Smelly Jelly on these types of swim baits, it makes a difference, boys and girls. It really does. What's going on, Joey? Hey, man, if you're free, call me after this. Christmas Eve here. Hey, man, we get it. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve here. So, have a good time. Catch some fish. Merry Christmas, TX Nuke 210. Again, hope I said that right. What's going on, Team Jesus? But plenty of bluff walls and riprap. Beat it. Oh, let me choose another. Hit those. Hit those. Yeah, that's what you want. Ordered on FRO Tackle Warehouse. I must have missed that one. Awesome. I'll get you that MTB. I've left you best. I just can't believe you, Tom Bassett. Just ignore me like that. Makes me feel unloved. Do I ever use the plasma tails? Yeah, I don't use them as much as I probably should. I like them. I like the whole design. I like the whole thought. But where I fish a lot of clear water, I don't do it a whole lot. And so when I'm with, or when it seems like when I'm in areas that I have dark water, I run off and forget them. But I like them. They're a good shape. They're a good size. I really do like them. Yeah, the Smelly Jelly, man, I'm telling you, on those swim baits. The shad, triple X shad, okay? Because what are we imitating? A shad. You're fine, man. I'm just giving you. I just thought it was funny. Old School RC, what's going on, brother? Merry Christmas. Have I used Profound baits yet? Yes, and I love them. I love their crankbaits. Man, I'm telling you. Here's a winter technique for you. Here's one I wish I wasn't telling you. So, if you like using a blade bait, well, Profound Outdoors makes a 1/2 ounce size rattle trap style lipless crankbait. But it's a 3/4 ounce weight. Gosh, guys, and some good colors, man. Good colors. So what I love about it is that this time of year, it's perfect for what those bass are feeding. And if they're on the bottom, you can get down there and you can vertical fish that thing just like you're fishing a silver buddy or whatever blade bait you want to throw out there. And you can send it to the bottom. You can actually cast it and you can send it to the bottom. And what you want to do is you want to just barely work that bait where you're flipping it over. So it's not going, but it just goes, and then you just lift up real slow. Just enough to get it to flutter. And I'm telling you, man, that is all the way into the spring. That is a deadly deadly technique, man. You can just smash them. Gotta be around those bait fish again. Gotta be around those bait fish. The booty shaker. Guys, that booty shaker, and there's a lot, like, you know, I'll get myself in trouble again. The booty shaker, like some of the East Coast or Beast Coast stuff, that design has been around forever. That big fat head, that design has been around forever and a day. That design, to me, that is a shallow water design. And I can get into the whole deal of why it's a shallow water design. But you won't see me fish those out on ledges a whole lot or out deep. That is a shallow water design. The reason why it's a shallow water design is because that head is so big. The tail really doesn't put off that much kick. It's got a lot of head wobble, which is good, which is, you hear me talk about it all the time when I talk about ledge head. The biggest reason I love ledge head is because it gives any bait that head wobble. I mean, you think about the toughest, hardest, stupid, like it used to be, which I seen some that came in the mystery tackle box and they were really soft, looked really soft when guys were holding them up. But now I've not tried the Marauder, but you know, the like I said, that Beast Coast, the one with the big head. I mean, that is an old school design, and one of the first that come out. But it's really designed. The reason why it's flat on top and it's got that big head, it's really just designed, even the big ones, to be thrown up shallow. That's one of the reasons why, guys, I'm so enamored with this bait, is because if you look at it, you know, it's flat. So you get a nice tight wiggle in clear water, but at the same time, you've got a good head, but at the same time, what you've got is you've got a flat back. So you can fish this body style. What I like about this body style is where it is flat, that means that the water is coming down and it's able to get to that tail. Those booty shakers and everything, they've got a real thick tail, so you don't get a good kick on them, you know, and where they're so wide, number one, you'll miss a lot of fish unless they're just really big fish, because as they come to the front, you really can't fish those things for smallmouth and that sort of stuff. You know, so I'm going to do a video on breaking down the designs of swim baits and what they're really designed for in their best place and best use. And what it's like I say all the time, this swim bait right here, I love it because it's so anytime, anywhere, depending on how you rig it. That body style is just amazing to me. Yeah, the Miyagi swimmer is the one I'm talking about. Well, they are painted, actually. I will tell you that they are painted, and I'm going to tell you the story behind this. And truthfully, guys, listen, don't get hung up on that, man. That's one of those deals that are okay. I'm going to show you right now. Now that does not look painted in here under the lights, but that is very much painted. It is one of the old school ones that he started out. Well, a lot of people wouldn't buy these because hanging on the rack under fluorescent lights, it doesn't look painted. But that is actually a blue glimmer. So when you put this in the water, it's almost got a glow to it. But people wouldn't buy them off the shelves because they thought it was just lead. And that's not just lead. Like I said, you can't see it. Right now, I can't even see it. I can if I hold it a certain way, but it's a blue glimmer. I mean, the head literally puts off a blue glow in the water. So what he started doing is he started painting them this kind of white gray. And so what I asked him to do is actually tone that white down a little bit. So now what he's actually done is he started painting them in a little bit of white. So on the website, it looks like they're white, but they'll actually come in kind of this, it's actually the blue glimmer mixed with a gray powder. So you now get a little bit of that blue glimmer. It's not as much as this, but it still looks good. And for me, I don't want the head to stand out. I want to be able to put that head on anything, so I don't want it painted. I don't want it painted. I want to be able to put that head on any swim bait that I pick up. So I don't want it painted. Fleetwood app, you are right. Bass Munitions is where it's at. Love the Patriot minnow. Hey, be good, Dave, man. David, thanks for stopping in. We're at 79 right now. I don't even know how long we've been going. How long is this right now? Gosh, we just hit an hour. Most time I call it a night after an hour. Yeah, paint is cheap anyway. You're right. Listen, guys, a lot of times what I'll do, especially with the Damiki, because the Damikis that I have, well, the drop heads, his drop heads, is I'll take Sharpies and put me a little bit of color and break up the pattern on them a whole lot. What's up, JSK Outdoors? All right, guys, throw me a few more questions. Anything about electronics, about, you know, anything you want. Have I ever fished with TJ81? I have not, but me, him, and Debo have really began to create this kind of good friendship. Speaking of which, Debo, guys, make sure you go out and check out. And anybody that has a YouTube channel on here, be sure, like I always say, go out and subscribe to each other. Subscribe to me if you haven't. Subscribe to them. Be sure you go check out TJ81, Tackle Junkie 81. He's a very good friend of mine, very knowledgeable guy when it comes to, now he's used a lot of different products. Very, very knowledgeable guy when it comes to products. And Debo, man, he is just blowing up. He does things right. You know, my videos are a little rough around the edges. That's just me. I mean, if you ain't noticed, I'm a little rough around the edges. But Debo is the dude. Tackle Junkie is my dude, too. Perfection Lures, stand up shaky head. Funny enough, one of the videos I filmed today, I seen Tackle Junkie throw that the other day, and I seen his line get wrapped around those legs on a couple of casts. And that was something that happened to me. It happened to him 2 or 3 times, but it also did happen to me today. So I'm a little, you know, I'm interested. Maybe I'm, you know, doing something wrong, holding my mouth wrong or something. But you know, if that's a common problem, it seems like to me, I don't know. The concept I love. I love the concept, but we'll have to put that in action before I say I like or hate them. Yep, like I said, in January, the middle of January, I think it's the 10th, and all that weekend, I will be in Raleigh. I will be the following weekend, or like the last weekend of the month of January, I will be in Knoxville. I will have stickers, so if you guys come by and say, hey, ask me for a sticker. Yeah, I figured Soho would be on fire right now. As it heats up, I know the Damiki caught them. I had a couple of guys, a couple of subscribers actually win a tournament there a couple of weeks ago. But right now, I figure the A-rig and probably some mid-depth crankbaits that 55, Rock Crawler 55 is probably going to get hot right now when it warms up some. So tell me, you know, what have you been hearing or seeing there, Bullet, for Cooper? You know, I haven't tried 6 Sense, a whole lot of stuff from 6 Sense. That's a company that I plan on working on this year. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to the one in Houston. I agree, man. Listen, I love David, man. He's a good dude. He's straight up. And I mean, he's an angler. But like I always say, and I don't mean this bad, be careful with the pros, man. You know, they get paid for saying that's good. What's up, James? I've not used the Sexy Shad Skinny Dipper, but the BFL, on Dale Holler that I finished 17th in on the A-rigs. I was using the white skinny dippers there. The guy that won the tournament, he had over 20 pounds, white skinny dippers on an A-rig. Tailspin and underspin. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't even bring an underspin up. Sean, you can slap me Bullet, you can slap me for that. As much as I want to throw an underspin, yeah, I can't believe I didn't even think about that. Terry Clowers. Depending on the expo in Raleigh, I will be in the TRC rod covers booth, and at Knoxville, I will be in the ledge head booth. Now, I may be out walking around, so if you see me and I'm walking around, tap me on the shoulder, say hey. What's going on, Jerry? I'm glad you finally caught us live. Looking forward to seeing you down in Knoxville, Mr. Sweet. What A-rigs or what in general am I throwing right now? Fleetwood. It just depends, Mr. Jones, it just depends on how deep I'm fishing. I try to go as wide as possible, but if they're just hunkered to the bottom and I need to keep that bait on the bottom, I'm going to use as much weight as I can use. And a lot of times out on Top Secret Lake S, I'm using pretty heavy baits. Now, a lot of times in the wintertime, this right here is what I'm going to throw. Let's see if I can find them. I don't know that I've got here. Yeah. And I'll throw these deep. And most of the time, if I'm throwing these deep, this is the Bass Munitions Recon Shad. This is, I believe, Sexy Shad. It is. This is Sexy Shad. I don't know how good y'all can see that. That's a dang good looking color right there. It's a really good color for your smallmouth. But that color right there, a lot of times, I'm going to throw that with a 3/8 ounce if I'm going to be fishing around that 30-foot mark. And a lot of times that's on Top Secret Lake S, I'm going to target that 30-foot mark. Now, if I'm fishing shallower, if I'm fishing down the bluffs and stuff like that, I may back it out to a quarter. But those will be kind of my go-to. If I feel like I'm needing to move it faster, I'll go up to a 1/2 ounce out when I'm fishing deeper, and I'll move up to a 3/8 ounce when I'm fishing shallower. Now the other bait, or the other size, is going to be this little bad boy right here. Now look at that. This is your 3.3, and that's your 2.8. So I mean, that's a pretty big difference. But the 2.8 now, I'm really going to throw it. I'm probably going to start 90% of the time with the 1/4 ounce, even out deep. And we'll just move around from there. Get down to the 1/8 ounce if we're up shallow. So that's where it tends to be where I'm at. Yeah, like I said, man, the lakes I fish up here, they're deep. Anybody else that's in here, they'll tell you. I was actually talking to one of my buddies who's really good on Top Lake, the Secret Lake is. And, a couple of years back, I caught last year, I caught he was about 5 pounds. Anyway, a largemouth. And I caught him in 50 foot of water on a Demiki rig. Or a drop rig. 6 pound test is what I was dropping down. A largemouth, not a smallmouth. Smallmouth regular 50 feet. I mean, I can go on Top Secret Lake S, and I can drop. I've got pictures. I sent a guy the other day a picture of a screenshot. It was 59-degree water, and I was dropping on fish and having fish come up from 50 foot. you know, so. Yeah, well, Target, I'm going to have to get off here too. I got to work tomorrow night. I'm on night shifts starting tomorrow. So I'll be working nights, both Christmas Eve and Christmas. But again, that's fine. They pay well. So, more fishing gear. Alright, guys, I see most of you. I see we're starting to drop down. We got 70 in here. Thank you, guys. I mean, it's just an impromptu deal, you know, to have 70 people. You know, that's pretty dang cool. So shoot me your last couple of questions. I'll answer 2-3 more, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Mainly because I'm downstairs and I left my beer upstairs. Yeah. Yeah. Now I don't, you know, working nights now. When I say nights, I work 12, so I go in at 6:30 and I don't get off till 6:30 next morning. Thank you, brother. Thank you, 570 Bassin. But yeah, the nights, you know, like I can't work a whole lot of them. I'm getting older now, so you know I don't mind the back and forth because I get some stuff. I am actually a network engineer. I'm a computer geek, so I sound like a trucker, but you know I got a brain in this thick head. What's going on, TJ81 Tackle Junkie in the house? Everybody, hey, I've done shouted you out already. I've done told everybody to go and sub you up if they ain't. But you know they all these guys probably already subbed you up anyway. Any tips for swim bait dragging before I go? If I had my box down here, I'd show you something I ain't never showed anybody. But I don't have my swim bait box down here. There's a couple of different things, you know, during the winter time, slow, you barely got to get it. And that's why here's the deal, guys. Like I won't throw this is a wintertime bait to me. And the reason why is because what you see right there. Look at that tail. I mean, look at that tail. Like I said, that's the Recon from Bass Munitions. And the reason why is because you can reel it so slow and it still has a nice kick to it. You start getting into, you know, these, and not that they're not bad, but you know, you don't have as much of a kick to your hollow belly, hollow bodies, that sort of stuff. So generally, you know, I'm going to go with these. You know, stay in contact with the bottom. If you're using your electronics and you see shad, you see fish at the bottom of them, make sure you use an underspin or a bigger swim bait than the size of shad that they're feeding on, so that as that bait comes underneath, throw it out there, count it down, and as that bait comes underneath those shad a lot of times will kind of part, and even if they don't, what will happen is they'll see that bigger swim bait coming through, and they'll think, oh man, that fish is looking up for a meal, so he don't see me down here, and pow. Underspin is another way to stand out, but a lot of times a bigger swim bait, you know, if they're feeding on shad, you know, this big and this big, that's an easy meal for this big. And so a lot of times, you know, in the wintertime the fish are cold, so what they're going to do is they're going to take the most protein, the best, fastest, easiest meal. If this thing comes swimming around down by the bottom of that school of shad, that's a big, easy meal. So don't always drag. The wintertime blade baits, now are you talking about, because I go a lot of different ways with wintertime blade baits. Wintertime blade baits, I will tell you this, if you're going out and you're drop rigging, you better make sure you've got a small wintertime blade bait tied on. Because that wintertime blade bait is a great, and I like them, you know, just a white one. Just a white one. I may put a little chartreuse on there with a, but just a white one. Got to have some eyes on it. You know, that's a great follow-up to the Damiki rig. I don't know if you guys seen this on Instagram and my Facebook. Again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, go out there, Bass Geek Fishing. But those, I had a couple of guys who went out. Now I don't know these guys. They said thanks for the spot, so maybe they got my, you know, one of my spots off of my videos. But that's what they were doing. They were using that sour grape in the, and I don't have any of them down here. I would show them to you. They were using the sour grape in the, not the Damiki. I use most of the time the Bass Munitions Stealth Shad. The sour grape, I'm telling you, they love that sour grape. But he was using the sour grape, and they were using the Damiki, which those blade baits, guys, you need to go Land Big Fish, Tackle Warehouse. They're a nice small. I've got to order some of those too. But they're really nice looking blade bait. You know, now when you're talking about a fish head spin, I don't get to use a chatterbait a lot, because to me a chatterbait is very much a bait that requires you to be around grass. So I don't get to use it a lot, or dirtier water. So I don't get to use it a lot. The fish head spin, now, or an underspin, yeah. Go watch some videos, man. I use the underspin, and look at that. That's an 8/0 hook. So I use some underspins. I use them in a lot of different baits. But I use the ledge head Tennessee River Bling is what theirs is called. A little chatter in the mud goes a long way. If anybody knows muddy water, Tackle Junkie 81. I mean, I think his fish is 90% sand or clay and 10% actual water. I think that's the lakes he fishes. The Fish Head brand, I'm going to tell you why I don't use the Fish Head brand, and it's because of that right there. You see that? I can put any swim bait I want, and every size he fishes, I can do that. So I can put a gap in it. I can arrange this. Look, I can take this thing and bend it off to the side like that, and guess what's going to happen? It's going to pull up underneath docks. You can't do that with a fish head spin. There's a tip for the day. Take that one home. Yeah. Yes, you did need TJ. He would have been right at home. He'd have been out there slaying them. Tackle Junkie, Jared, my buddy there, fishes Cumberland, and I mean, it was a mud hole. Tackle Junkie would have been at home. He'd have been laying them out. He would have put a show on for you. What's my opinion on the Ultrex? I don't know. Are you talking about the Ultrex? I think the Ultrex is a great tool that I don't have and want so bad that I can't stand it. If you're talking about the Ultrex as far as the trolling motor, yeah, man. Listen, if I could run out tomorrow and buy one, I'd buy two. And not just the, and cover it up with. I'd have a spare. But anyway, guys, man, 72 people in here. I appreciate you. I ain't got to get up early in the morning, but I do got some stuff I've got to do. My wife will be home. She is closing tonight. I want to give a big shout out to her, too, by the way, guys. I've been married 25 years. I got 2 great kids. And Life is good. My kids are grown and married themselves and out of the house. I'm old. I fart dust. I'm that old. But yeah, man. Just want to give a big shout out to my wife, Mariah, for putting up with all of this stuff and this stuff. But she knows how much I love it, and she helps out a lot. So she don't edit my videos like Tackle Junkie's wife. I need a Tackle Junkie. I'm gonna text you my wife's number, and you have your wife talk to her, kind of get that going, so she can so she can understand she needs to be more helpful. Anyway, y'all know I'm getting in trouble for that one. But Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. There will be a video, by the way, coming out Wednesday, Christmas Day. There will be a video coming out Christmas Day, Wednesday. Oh no, that's not taking me. Anyway, Merry Christmas, guys. Forgive me. You guys know I love you. I appreciate you. As the channel grows, we're going to do more and more to give back to you. And like I said, man, you know, you guys are the only reason. I always tell you all the time, there's nothing special about me. The only thing special about this channel and what we do is that you guys come out and hang out and put the time in, spend your free time watching us be goofballs sometimes. And God knows I've been a goofball tonight. Good to see all you guys. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I hope you guys have a good time. Stay safe out there this Christmas. If you're traveling to or fro, stay safe on the roads, because there's a lot of drunk guys like me probably going to be out there driving. I'm kidding. I'm not. That's why I got married. My wife don't drink, so she's going to drive. Anyway, guys, you all be good. And as always, go out there and hit that like button. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Maybe you think I'd have this down by now. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And you guys rock. I don't know how